posted a video of you juggling back behind the scenes and you're waiting. So I brought some juggling balls.
I remember that.
All right, well, can you bring them up then?
Sure.
This is when I dropped them.
No pressure, Colin.
I used to be able to do that, but I can't anymore.
Well done.
I can't believe you're clapping for that. That's
Okay, over here.
Actually, I forgot because I'm so nervous. I'll just go back.
Okay, this way? This side?
Yeah.
Okay, so my question is for both of you. As an actor, of course, we are huge fans of you guys, so we love the show. What is the probably most awesome actor you've met before, and what's another actor that you would like to meet that you haven't met?
On the show or just in general?
Just in general, like ever since you were a kid. Yeah.
The most amazing actor that I've ever worked with is Colin.
Nope. You're going to be really upset with my answer.
Besides Colin, because I feel like he's sort of sitting here. I feel very lucky. I mean, listen, I worked with Hugh Laurie for 6 years. Amazing people came through as guest stars, like Lin-Manuel Miranda was a guest star on that. He was incredible. I don't know, I wouldn't even know where to start. There's so many people over the years that I feel very lucky with. Joel Edgerton would definitely be someone who's incredible to work with. And then in terms of people that I would love to meet, there's so many too, you know, I mean, there's the obvious ones, you know, people like Kate Blanchett, someone I'm sure every actress would say she wants to work with. You know, she's up there for sure, and yeah, I won't stop, I'll let you talk.
Okay. Well, apart from Jennifer Morrison, obviously, probably Anthony Hopkins. He's one of my heroes. Also, just got to work with Gabriel Byrne, who's an amazing Irish actor. Also, it's hard to pick. You know, it's hard to pick somebody that you would like to, because you never know. I'd like to work with Daniel Day-Lewis. I know, no good. But there's tons of people. I mean, there's just tons of. It's more about actually getting to work on a good character more than getting to work with a specific actor, I think.
Thank you. I want to say I'm so happy to be here. I've waited so long for this. So happy y'all are here. My question is for both of y'all, and out of all the characters that y'all played, which one has been the most challenging? Like in general.
First this time?
Okay.
To talk and then sort of scoot by at the end. So,
Yeah, I think probably on the film I did was probably the most challenging because the character had to be sort of distant. I played the priest who had to sort of be distant yet engaging sort of priest who didn't necessarily believe in exorcisms and stuff like that. And, you know, I went to real exorcisms and went to investigate a real dead body and all that kind of stuff for it, and I think that was probably the most challenging. But to be honest with you, with Hook, I think it's sort of been, at times it's been a real challenge, because, I mean, I definitely have been very lucky with this character to get to play so many different versions of him and variations of him in different realms and stuff, so Hook is definitely one, I think.
I think probably bringing Ashley home, just because I was playing.
Love that movie.
Thanks. As much as it was also really hard, it was also really rewarding. You know, sometimes usually that goes hand in hand, so it feels very worth it. I would say it was a combination of that, and then when I did the Miracle Worker on Broadway, just because that was such a physically grueling and emotional show, and to sustain that for so long, it was really took a toll on my body. But with bringing Ashley home, you know, she was bipolar, and it just takes a certain amount of
focus and energy to put yourself in that headspace, and there was a tremendous amount of research and wanting to get that right, and wanting to represent mental illness in an effective and fair way. So I would say those two.
Hi. I have a question for both of you about your characters and the relationship with Snow. So, Jennifer, your character, obviously your daughter, but you start off as friends not knowing you had that mother-daughter relationship, and there was some tension, and it's evolved over the years, and I'd like to hear your reflections on the evolution of that relationship. And for Colin, you start off as a villain, sort of leering at Snow White, and now you are your daughter, and you're going to family, and so I'm kind of curious to hear your reflections on your relationships with Snow White and the charming family over the course of the series.
Yeah, part of what I've always loved about the way Eddie and Adam and the writers have written the show is that they really take the complexities of family into account. And, you know, obviously in real life you can't be the same age as your parents and have the things that have happened to us, but there is certainly the complexity of Emma knowing that her parents did what they thought was best when they put her through the wardrobe, and yet that meant that she had a really tough childhood, and there was resentment attached to that, even if she thought it wasn't fair to feel that way. And so, you know, there were a lot of things that Snow and Emma had to get through, almost in a way, you know, like, you know, if there was some kind of childhood trauma in real life, and you had to face that and work through that and be honest with that, about it, and be able to talk about it, and hopefully end up closer on the other side of it. So I feel like that's what has occurred for Emma and Snow, which is that they sort of stepped through the past and faced it, and now they're bonded in a way that can never be broken because they've gone through those trials together. And now it feels like a very loving mother-daughter relationship. You know, it's Snow is someone that Emma admires and looks up to and looks to for as her home in a certain way. She wants to live up to the family values, you know?
For me, I guess, yeah, when we first met Snow, he sort of was a bit leery, but I think that's more just about him portraying a character of who he was supposed to be, you know what I mean? He obviously very much respects
Snow and Charming. They have their difficulties because he is a complex character and he's trying to deal with 300 years of whatever he's done, and trying to sort of reconcile himself with that and show that he's a good match for their daughter. So I think that's he respects it, and you know, he cares for him, and he's trying to be a good person.
Thank you.
Sorry, I'm the goofball. I'm the goofball. I'm gonna be funny. Okay. So last year I asked about Grumpy and his impeccable timing. This year I want to know how the heck did you get through a proposal without World War III happening? Oh, like, you know, because there's always monsters and dragons.
Yeah, Grumpy didn't come up in an earth or anything. What happened?
Well,
That's true, yeah.
watch next week. Keep watching.
Yeah, you'll get your answer tomorrow.
That's about all.
So we will have that.
Just wait till tomorrow.
Hi. So Emma Swan is my favorite fictional character. She means so much to me. She's so inspirational. Her combination of her strength and her vulnerability. And I wanted to know, for both of you, are there any fictional characters in either film or TV or books that inspire you?
Yes, many. It's one of those things where I feel like when I'm alone in my room, I can think of 100 answers to that, and then when I'm sitting here, suddenly my brain doesn't know what to say. Do you have any thoughts quickly while I'm thinking?
I think Holden Caulfield, when I was a teenager, was sort of an inspiration, even though he's a weird character. I know, but I was a weird kid. I was a weird kid.
How weird.
Like, weird enough for him to be an inspiration. No, I guess it's not necessarily him, it's more just the adventure that he went because I was into blues music and all that sort of stuff, and I found that that book and everything in it was so evocative to me.
Very angsty.
I was an angsty teenager, get over it. And so that was probably for me, probably one of, I mean, I guess it was like not really a great role model or anything, but I guess it was more his experiences and stuff that kind of, they resonated with me.
Gosh, I don't know why some of the more major things are coming to the forefront. I honestly, and I'm not just saying this because of the show, I was so raised on Disney movies as a kid. I mean, I was like in R-rated films before I was allowed to watch R-rated films, so I did a lot of catching up on the films of the world once I went to college. But, so we were raised on sort of very family-oriented films. And so things like the Rodgers and Hammerstein Cinderella, I always really identified with, you know, there's that little song where she's like, in my own little corner, in my own little corner. So things like that, and that's lots of little kids. I did feel awkward or misunderstood or a little bit of an outsider in certain ways. And when I looked at characters like that, or like Belle and Beauty and the Beast and things like that, to me that was the inspiration to stick to being yourself and do what you knew was right, even if it didn't feel comfortable in the moment. So I feel like as a young person, those movies really did have a very deep impact on my my sense of self and my morality and things like that.
Thank you.